Hey everybody, welcome to session 13 of our Day Tripper session.
Lucky 13.
What's that? Oh, Lucky 13?
Lucky 13.
Before we jump into a recap, we're actually going to get a little behind the scenes a little bit. John is going to be adding at least one new life shaper to his character sheet. So Todd, if you want to give us a little bit of a rundown, a background on what life shapers are, and then we'll kind of jump in and see what John's got going.
Okay. In DayTrippers, a life shaper is something that molds your character and it gives us an idea of your emotional goals, motivations, and guides your actions whenever something comes up related to it. So it could be a relationship, or it could be an obligation, or some sort of neurosis, or a thing that you feel particularly protective of, a pet, or an heirloom, a family heirloom, or some kind of object. In this case, and there's no points tied to it, but whenever you're doing something related to a life shaper, if you can justify it, I'll give you an extra die on the roll. So it increases your chances because you're feeling motivated because you have this emotional component to whatever you're doing. And what John was thinking about was that Reggie is becoming more and more distrustful of people he doesn't already know, people outside his circle of trust.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to sort of just talk about how I could, just to put a more positive spin on it, would be to wrap it all into the relationship life shaper, where I had just had my description is just basically Nash and I are in this together. And that's how I would basically be playing through that whole like trust issues thing.
Okay, and a relationship life shaper, typically a positive one,
yeah,
would mean that if ever a situation comes up, and I think this is true anyway, the way you've been playing, if the person you have the relationship with is ever in peril or under threat, you would be willing to go to ridiculous lengths to save them. You know, you'd be willing to put yourself in harm's way to save him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, if I want to throw a trust one out there as well, then that can be geared more specifically toward, you know, someone who's not in our team or someone who's outside of the circle of trust, like you just said. I'm defaulting to distrust.
Right, which you could call a belief or a problem. Right, you have a problem trusting new people.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's good. I have a problem with the Coleman-Napersil already. What was the limit on each type you said?
3 per type.
3 per type. Okay, so that'll be my second problem one. Okay.
And I guess the way this would manifest is whenever you meet somebody new, your default setting is to not believe them, not trust them. Takes a long time. Yeah.
Distrust.
See, this is going to be bad because, you know, Nash is not like super talker either. Like he's kind of like dour and sort of, you know, silent type. So the two of us together are going to be a nightmare.
Well, I threw a belief one out there. So steer me back in the right direction if this doesn't make sense. But I've also been having, like, every once in a while, Bento and I sort of clash for an instant or two about what I think he should be doing with dark matter, and so I had be doing more good, like moving into more different directions than just, you know, getting flowers for some spoiled brat. So I had a belief one, and I wrote like dark matter should be doing more quote unquote good, just to kind of remind me of what I meant by that. Does that fit or no?
Well, yeah, that could be a life shaper. It could be the kind of thing where if you ever suspect that things like, well, okay, the mission you're on right now, you said a few times, you know, I'm tired of this mission, these stupid celebrities, and everything's always about money for Bento.
Yeah.
On the negative side, it might go so far as to you might disobey orders.
Not Reggie.
I don't think I've ever disobeyed. I think I've
on the positive side, because this is where I give you the extra die. If you're doing, if you see an opportunity while on a mission to do something that's like not part of the mission protocol, but you think it's doing good, then you might go off the res and do that thing, even though Bento probably wouldn't have wanted you to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be definitely more towards what would happen, because I don't want, because again, like I'm loyal to Nash over everyone else. So I mean, like, and Nash is heading this up. I don't want to put Nash in that position to have like, oh, I've got some, Reggie doesn't. I don't know what to expect. He needs to expect that I'm going to do the job, but then, like you said, if something happens and we got to veer off, then I'll be arguing that point.
Mm-hmm.
I can also see that being played out, over the course of a session, like where maybe we're in the office and it's just sort of like some, almost like a throwaway scene where you're like, hey, we got back, we finished the thing, we did all this stuff, but hey, like, I was thinking maybe there's this charity thing that, dark matter can get involved with, or like, hey, we're all ex-military, why, maybe dark matter should set up, some sort of like, like recovery fund for disabled vets, or maybe we have like some kind of an onboarding program for guys who are, struggling with a transition to to come back to the, like quote unquote normal life sort of thing. Like I can see like not every time we see him, but like, occasionally we'll be in there and be like, oh, so did you start the paperwork for the, whatever?
Yes. Yeah, I think Reggie has his sights on more like, dark matter. This is an organization that can be used as a tool for the greater good out there. Like the people who are out there doing the. God, I sound like a goddamn paladin. I don't want to do that. That's
it's possible to say there's what we might call soft life shapers and hard life shapers. And the soft ones are kind of like a note to yourself on how to RP your character. But they don't really do anything mechanically, which sounds like what you're saying.
Yeah, I think a lot of
the hard ones where you will actually do something, some action, and I give you an extra die on that roll. Because that has a mechanical effect.
Yeah, I think these are really geared like to the lighter side, the ones that I have, because a lot of it is just like Reggie's a loose cannon, he's going to go his own way, but in the end, he's not going to do something to endanger Nash or Nash's position.
That might be enough right there.
I'll throw this one out too. We have, neither one of us has a mission life shaper, and I'm wondering if maybe that's something that we should discuss to see like what's the mission? Is it just getting up and going to work every day and like doing shit for dark matter? Or is there some other larger responsibility or larger mission that we're aiming for, either together or, individually?
That was the somnambula thing, I think.
Yeah. Well, that was wrapped under the Susie thing. Yeah. I don't know that it's a life shaper, but I think, post that story wrap up, I mean, Nash has just kind of been thrown into the work. Like that's what's kind of kept him sane.
Were we supposed to accept that Somnambula was actually not doing anything hinky? Or were we just forced out because we just got too hot? Like we were just too out in the open with it.
Well, he was fairly well crushed afterwards.
Yeah. All right.
They probably are doing something hinky, and they've got these dream decks, and they're sucking up the dreams of like thousands of students all throughout the university system. So they're definitely doing something hinky. Right. Whether or not Susie herself is actually in danger, you don't know. She seems to be there by her own free will.
That's it then. That's the biggest thing with Reggie right now, as far as like what are we doing together? It's like Reggie hasn't given up on that. I mean, that was this whole deal with the I'm a reporter now, like doing his question asking. It's like he let it go, I think, because Nash was crushed by what happened. I think that's the whole like relationship side of this, is like I'm not going to put him in any undue stress until he's ready. But that's still in the back of Reggie's mind for sure.
Well, it's in the back of Nash's mind too. I don't know how that's going to resolve itself. Like long term,
I want dark matter. Do more on that front.
Okay, so what's the ultimate decision on your life shapers now?
They're basically light life shapers, just a little talking points to get me that Reggie basically is, default setting distrust. The dark matter should be doing more good thing, but that's more of a conversational thing. Discover the secrets of lucid dreaming, somewhat dependent on Coleman-Apersil, and then the Nash and I are in this together relationship attitude thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm sitting on.
Yeah. And that gives you a character with a good degree of depth, several different dimensions that we can expose and explore. And so nothing particular related to Mark Forepaugh. How about Nash?
I mean, maybe in the sense of like a light life shaper, I guess, like what you were talking about. So nothing hard. Like, again, it wouldn't drive all of his future motion. But again, I think like he would, at least maybe try to like check him out. Maybe he'd measure, mention it to Bento and be like, have you ever heard of this guy? I know you're, just kind of getting into the day tripping business. Is this, a name that you've run? Like, because maybe he ran through a bunch of names before he got to us. And it was like, wow, these guys are fucking crazy or whatever.
Okay, but not everything that you're interested in or curious about needs to be called a life shaper, right?
Yeah.
A life shaper is something that kind of contributes to your character, and I don't mean your PC. I mean the character of your mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so probably not then. I think it would just be kind of sort of a background thing. If he saw him somewhere, it might wind up in a bar fight or something like that. Mm-hmm. But, nothing where he's going to like totally go out of his way to do something.
Gotcha.
I like it. This is a really nice, elegant way to add layers and depths to the characters here, Todd. I really like it.
I'm glad you like it. And I'm going to screen share with you our map here so we can get into the story.
Let's go kill Forepaugh. No.
All right, there's the map. So you want to take us through a wrap up or a recap from last session?
Sure. That upper line represents the first 3 sessions where you travel through the forest. You met Forepaugh. You met those 2 kids, Annelle, who's still alive, and Winford, who's dead. They, it turns out, had been brought along by Forepaugh and were supposed to meet him after gathering a bunch of orchids, but that, of course, went south. And then that white circle is where the Ufa Den is, where you guys hung out for a couple days. And that's where Annelle still is, and she's waiting for you. And then you came back around the south route, and that took you like 8 days. And so you've been here 22 days. And I should mention that Duke's suit power is getting really low. He's at about 20% capacity right now. Everybody else is at like 60%.
Okay.
And power is sort of at a premium right now because when you got back to your ship, you ran into Mark Forepaugh again. Turns out the fucker had been lying to you the whole time. He had probably kept you into the south half of the forest to keep you out of his way, whatever the hell he was doing. He actually had his ship hidden somewhere else because when you got back to the trading post, there it was, parked right beside yours. And unfortunately, you did not determine until after he had gone, leaving you to deal with the girl, that he also siphoned all the power out of your ship, leaving you just enough power for 1 day to run the repeller vents and the HVAC inside the dome. You had only enough power left from the ship to get half of a transmission home again, and then the ship went dark. So Forepaugh has screwed you bad, left you to take care of the girl, and taken off with all of your energy. Nash managed to rerun some energy from the dome back to the ship in order for you to send an up vector transmission back to Earth and call for rescue. They say you guys are going to have to sit tight for a few hours while they scramble a crew together with a big enough ship to bring 5 people back to Earth. And so that's where you are right now. Forepaugh's gone. the girl that is expecting you in 2 days back at the Upa Den, and you're sitting there waiting for your ride home.
Are they going to? So they're bringing a ship large enough to grab us all. Are they going to bring?
There's 5 people. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they going to bring helium to? Because I know we told them that they were, there was no resupply at any point.
It was compressed hydrogen, and yes,
hydrogen.
You did mention that. So probably, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm wondering, is there a way, instead of all going back in the ship that's coming, to either transfer some of the power from that ship to are we on the Marduk?
Yep.
Okay, to transfer power to the Marduk, or is there some way where they can bring gas? Like, I don't know, what is it? Like, how do they run? Is it some kind of like nuclear fusion? What's the
puppies?
Well,
it's puppies.
It's a superconducting battery, and that's not a terrible idea, but you didn't mention it.
Okay, all right, no, that's fair. Yeah, this is again all Nash's fault.
No, it's definitely not. It's Forepaugh. Stay focused on the Forepaugh.
Right. So I guess we ended, Iris down as the guys kind of like, hunker down into the little dome. So where do we want to take off from? Are we going to pick up from there? Do we want to like fast forward a little bit?
Let's get a brains roll from Reggie.
Nice.
What's your highest roll?
2 dice. Oh, 6. Boom.
Nice.
Friendship is magic.
Yeah, you're going to want to move the ship because it's sitting right in the destination point where the other ship might materialize.
All right.
You're going to have to use a little bit of power to lift off and move it just a few meters over.
Nash, I had a thought. I think we need to move the ship. Can we use a little bit of power just to get it off of the platform? That's exactly where a ship is going to materialize if it comes through.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah, well, I mean, I transferred some juice over. I mean, we could probably, probably send over some more. You got to just move it a little bit, right?
Yeah. Let me get in there, and I'll just see where we're at, and I'll radio you when I'm ready.
All right. Yeah. Good idea. That's a good idea.
So Reggie's going to go in and check things out, see if he can kind of figure out how much he needs to move it just enough.
You don't need much, and it looks like you've got enough. You've got in a worst case scenario, we talked about it last time. You could suck energy out of your environmental protection suits and get enough, maybe, to get you back home, but definitely more than enough to fly the ship around for a few hundred kilometers. So right now you only need to move it,
I think we're still in
20 meters.
The decision-making process about how best to use the powered suit, because we can't just leave that poor girl out there. So I move the ship.
All right, so you move the ship. That's going to be a piloting roll. Go ahead.
Oh, perfect.
And this is easy, so you just have to beat a 2.
Cool. So while you're moving the ship, Nash is like, "Hey, do you think we should go grab her now? You think it'll be easier to maneuver with our ship if we've got enough juice to kind of like pop over there, grab her, and then come back?"
That would be if you drain some suits.
Oh, we'd have to drain the suit for that. All right.
Well, you wouldn't have to totally drain them, but like I said, 3 out of 4 of you are at 60% suit power.
Yeah.
And Duke is at 20%.
Yeah, I was thinking we maybe save the suits for Duke, but I really hadn't thought it out completely.
No,
so,
that's fine. That's fine.
So if I can,
I'll tell you this: if you do decide to go get the girl, A, you'll have to siphon at least some power out of some suits, and B, you have no idea when your rescue ship is coming, so you'll have to leave somebody here.
Yeah. All right. Forget it. Yeah.
So I rolled. I rolled a 6 and 2 1s, but if I use my +2 for piloting, that's an 8. Maybe I save some energy with my superior piloting skills.
You know what? That is a yes, and I don't know if you save some energy. Oh, I know what happens.
Yes, and I recharge the batteries.
Actually, you realize that there are a few devices on board the ship that that have batteries of their own, and you can tap them. So you manage to get just a little bit more power into the ship. Although, wait, you realize that you can. It's going to have to be Nash who actually does it.
Right.
Yeah. And I think we're going to need some sort of a calculation.
There's a really big battery attached to the medical bay, for instance. So you could take half of that energy and still have enough for an emergency treatment if someone needed it.
Right. I'll relay all of that to Nash.
You know, there's a radio and some servo mechanisms for winches and shit that you never really need to use. So you can pull a little bit more juice.
I mean, look at this. We have more than we thought.
I don't know. I mean, do we want to pull juice from the medical bay? I mean, so far so good, but I mean, we've only got enough to keep the repeller field going for another day. I mean, if we take a beating with those globby things, we might need that.
So we have to decide whether or not we want to just stay and hope that somebody comes, or try to be a little proactive about it and try to. I mean, what else could be on this island? I mean, I don't know how far we can get, but power source wise, I mean, I don't know. Is there something that we could maybe find? What else do we know about this place?
Well, you know that there are lots of people who've been here because the orchids are hella popular back on Earth. And there's a good chance there's more than one trading post, but you haven't seen any other ones. They're not as well known as this one. If you were to, again, this would use power. If you were to get up and do like a fly around the island, you might see another one.
I think something like that would probably be best.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's possible. Shit, they might even have a spare battery.
I mean, I can stay close. I mean, I'll do it efficiently in a way that uses at least amount of power as possible so that we can do multiple runs if we need to.
Hey, could the Marduk just scan to see if there's some kind of electrical signal? I mean, everything else here is just trees and monsters and shit.
Did we try that already? I thought no.
I don't think so.
Does the Marduk have scanners?
Let's pull it up.
I assume some kind of, well, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you probably can't see that, can you?
No, kind of.
A little bit.
I'm going to lean down a little close.
No, down below the image, can you see the text?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything about it.
Yeah, you probably pulled some power from the automated repair system and maybe from the spotlight. You got a little extra power from those two items. You don't have a scanner though, and you don't have a drone either.
Okay. Oh shit. I mean, it might be worth it. I could try to transfer some of the power from the medical bay. Maybe we'll go about half.
You could do that.
The suits are going to help us already anyway, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, I could like to try to keep Duke at least afloat with some more of the suit power, but yeah, I mean,
well, if push comes to shove, we can transfer power from our suits to his suit.
Right.
The question then becomes: do we want to try to grab her on the way, or do you want to just do a low flyby of the island and see if you can't get a visual on something?
I think that's the best bet right now. So I do it.
Well, hold on. Do you want to take somebody with you in case you run into something? I don't want you to go by yourself. Especially if you're going to go grab her. Somebody's got to come down the line to grab her.
Maybe that's where I go then. Maybe I head out to go grab her and check out what I can on the way there and back.
Well, we'll leave Duke here for sure. I mean, he's running at 20%, so we'll leave him hold up.
Yeah, his needle is in the yellow. Of course, the ship's needle's in the red.
Well, should we give him a little booster before we go anyway?
I mean, he shouldn't have anything to do.
Duke right now has enough power to hang for 9 more days.
Oh. Yeah, without any super strenuous, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody else has got enough for 30 days. And that's if you don't do anything strenuous.
All right. Well, don't do anything strenuous, Duke.
So what do you think? You and me? We'll do it. Scope it out. We'll leave them here.
I like it. Oh, they're capable.
All right. You hear dice clatter in the background as is sitting with the other guys.
Roll your dice. Tell me what they say.
All right.
Tell me what that means to you.
That's so meta.
You got a 2 and a 3.
It's meta and back again.
You're right. So it's not like a super high roll. Nash is like, well, 12 and 5. That's like a quarter. It's like, yeah, we should probably be all right. And Tom kind of like cocks his head and looks over like, what is happening right now? What is this?
Right. I've signed in with a captain who rolls dice to see whether or not we should waste energy.
So he kind of like is having sort of this like internal.
Tom watches this and he sort of nudges Duke, and the two of them roll their eyes.
And
he makes his own luck.
He comes to a decision and he like snatches the dice up off the floor, and then he looks up to like say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do," and they're kind of looking at him funny. He's like, "What's the matter?"
What? Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. No, nothing.
All right. Well, I mean, you heard Duke, so I'm gonna try to transfer some of the energy from the medical bay. I mean, we've got the suits.
Oh, here comes Mr. Chili.
We're in a dream. I knew it.
Do we want to wait, or is he gonna?
He's driving by. Do you hear it?
Yeah, we hear him. Fucking guy every time. So he says, you guys heard Reggie. I'm going to try to transfer some of the energy over. We've got the suits. The medical bay, crash bay is going to be like last resort. We've done 20 some odd days on this planet already. I'm not expecting that we're going to need to use it. Duke, you're running at 20%. I want you to stay here. You and Tom stay here. I'm going to go with Reggie. We'll go pick up the girl. And I'll talk to. We'll see if we can find out maybe where there might be another trader's post, see if they know. And if they don't, we'll just take a quick flyby. There's an off chance maybe they'll have a battery. I mean, should have enough power just to do a good slow loop. And if the guys drop in while we're gone, just tell them we're on our way back.
All right, will do.
All right, keep this place buttoned up.
Try not to take too long, though. I mean, they said a few hours. It's probably been 1 hour already.
Yeah, I mean the island's not that big. It shouldn't be anything. Just don't let them leave. I mean, shit, we don't want to be stranded here, and she's not going to get her orchids if we don't make it back.
I'm sure nothing is going to go wrong at all.
Never does.
Nope.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Yeah, we're fine.
Slaps Duke on the shoulder.
You're doing great.
We're going to need an electrician roll from Nash.
I figured.
Reggie's just like armfuls of
this is
little mechanical devices and dumping them down in front of Nash.
You're tapping into the backup battery in the medical bay, and you also have a food printer that's got its own onboard battery. So you're going to use the power from those two things, and neither one of these is really big, but it's something.
Okay. I'm going to use, just a shout out to Maricopa. I'm going to use my new Maricopa dice from the convention this past weekend, which when this airs will be like 7 months ago. But here we go.
All right. We're trying to beat a
excellent.
3.
I got a 5 and a 6, so with my electronics +1, that's a 7. So like Nash goes in and kind of like hunkers down, starts taking off plates, and he's Reggie's dumping like wires and screwdrivers and spanners and shit next to him. Mm-hmm. He's like, all right, take this. We're gonna put it over there. Connect this one here.
All right.
When I tell you, hit the turn it on.
I found a AA. Can you use a AA?
That was actually a yes and. So in addition to the 2 megawatts that you were expecting, you actually got 2 more. You got 4
we're doing
megawatts.
great. We're killing it.
Nice. So, like, he looks up, like he wipes his brow, and he like looks up, and he goes over and like taps the gauge, and he's like, "Oh shit, we got 4 megawatts. This is more than I thought. We're gonna be. This is. I mean, it's not gonna get us home, but we're gonna be able to do what we want to do here.
That's enough to run the ship for about half an hour.
That's nice.
All right. So let's make
Although
this quick.
now you can't print food anymore, but you've been doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. I'm sure we can find something out in the bush.
Yeah, we kill something.
Okay, so that roll is successful. There's now wires crisscrossed all over the inside of the cabin.
Careful, careful.
Yep, Nash plops down on the seat next to Reggie. It's like, all right, let's do this quick. Oh, shit, wait, we've got rope. There's rope on the ship, right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Of course there is.
All right, well.
I'll take us out, I guess.
Yeah.
And Reggie takes us out.
All right, here comes the map. Now, which way you going?
See, this is, I would suggest, so as he like pulls up the internal computer and, like tap our, whatever, Duke Nukem fucking style maps or whatever on the suit. I'm like, hey, we went along the coast and didn't see anything, right? Mm-hmm. So I assume it's going to be something along the coast. So why don't we kind of loop over the mountain a little bit, go a little bit further north of our northern route when we went out and see if we can see anything.
I like that, but we also have to keep in mind, where do we need to be? Is it that little white dot? Is that where we need to go?
That's the Upper
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's where we'll go pick her up. And then, all right, so we'll go north, make a nice wide sweep over the mountains, and head on down.
Okay, so over the mountains, like kind of in the center of that range?
Not that high. Kind of like just sort of skirting above the line. So it would sort of clip. So we'd be the third dot. So I guess the third day. So we'd be up into this tan area and sort of follow that line, and then sort of come down the darker brown line to where the Ufaden is.
Okay, so up to the foothills, then across over the foothills, and then down over the mountains. Yep.
And Nash would be on the. I assume we have binoculars or some sort of enhanced viewing. Yeah,
you don't have a scanner, so you're going to have to use the HUDs in your suits.
Okay. We don't have just like regular. Would binoculars be better, or?
Your suit can do a vision enhancement. It's probably like 10 times.
Okay, that's fair. So he would just be like sitting forward in the chair, looking out, front windscreen, right and left side if there's a right and left side, and just looking for like a glint of metal, anything that looks like it's not forest.
Okay. Reggie, we need a piloting roll from you. Mm-hmm. And before we do that, let me find out what the weather's like. Oh, it's storming. There is a little bit of lightning and heavy rain.
Okay, well, that complicates things.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult, so you need to beat a 4 with your piloting roll.
All right, here we go. Well, I rolled a 4 with the +2, so 6.
Okay. You're actually doing really well. That is a yes and. I'm going to use the and to say that you managed to catch the draft of the storm and spend less energy than you thought you'd have to, because you're kind of halfway gliding.
Nice. That's right. I found the updraft, and now I'm finding the downdraft.
Yeah, and that's working pretty well. Let's see. A hex is 20 miles. This thing can go super, super fast. So how fast do you want to take it?
I have to be able to see. So not like super.
You can easily do 100 miles an hour. That would be 5 hexes in an hour. You can probably push it to double that if you want to.
Is there a bigger draw on power the faster we go, or is it all about the same?
Yeah, no, there's a sweet spot around 100 miles an hour.
Okay. Yeah, so it's probably all right.
Yeah.
So it'll take you 1 hour to get over the foothills, and then another hour to come across to the mountains, and then a third hour to cut down to where the Ubaden is.
Ooh, do we have that much juice?
Yeah, I thought we only had half an hour, right?
That's what you got out of the extra. So you had some juice already, unknown amount. Your needle's still in the red. Yeah, it's tricky, and I'm going to have to ask you to roll again.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll roll.
Then to give you one other option, you could try jumping.
Ah!
That will use a lot more power, but if it works, it'll get you instantly to the Upaden.
Fuck, this seems like a bad idea now. We're doing the calculations here. It seems like, I mean, we go grab her, that's fine. We're not going to find anything else. I mean, this place bigger than I thought. I mean, I guess we just saw such a small part of it.
This isn't a good situation.
Fuck. So we're like,
yeah, you're kind of
getting
the feeling that you're going to be real. It's going to be really dicey unless Reggie manages to continue catching updrafts.
I don't know if this makes any sense anymore. Like, does it make sense to just?
And it's storming and shit. Yeah.
Try to make it back. Do we try to get back?
Yeah. So maybe
then
like
come back together. I don't know.
So maybe we get like over to where the foothills are, to the darker brown part of the map, and then just, Nash is like craning his neck and he's looking, and the wind is slashing at the windows, and Reggie's like, I don't know, maybe I gotta try to jump. He's like, look, fuck it, turn us around. I mean, you got the updrafts coming this way. It's going to be harder getting back. I mean, if we're looking at 3 hours just to get there, we might not fucking get back.
Yeah,
unless you really push the ship, which will use even more energy but get you there faster.
Yeah.
Do you think we have enough power if we just pool everything together to make it back to Diaspora?
Man, it's really dicey. It's really dicey.
That's dicey. At this point, that would be dicey even if you drained all suits.
Because even if... I mean, this isn't a good... Even if we do get her and get back, then what? Then we're just screwed there?
Yeah. Fuck. All right, look. Turn us around. Let's go back. I mean, we can't see anything in this rain anyhow, right? I mean, it's kind of pointless. We can't...
Actually, the only thing you do see is a glint of light at the top of that southernmost mountain peak. Now, you saw this before when you were south of it, and now you're seeing it from across. There seems to be some sort of metal or glass structure at the top of that mountain.
Shit, wait. Maybe... You remember that we saw that light when we were coming down? We thought it was Forepaugh's ship, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it's the trading post.
Forepaugh's ship.
All right.
You want to head for? I mean, we're right in the area. You want to just
the time? Make the call. If I'm going, I'm going now.
Put it down. Put it down.
Go, and we go.
Because I think we're like, so we're having this conversation as we're sort of coming over that area. So I think like we're close enough that it would make sense just to do it.
Just cuts the engines, and I just glide all the way in. No power.
So
does he need to make a roll to land, or?
Yeah, you are, because you're going to want to land it on the craggy top of this mountain peak. But let me tell you what you see as you start moving closer to it. Now, I'm talking about, of those 4 mountaintops, it's the southernmost one.
The one with the triangle that's right above our northern track? Correct. Yes.
As you get closer to it, you see it appears to be glass, or maybe glass steel. And it rises, it's like a meter in diameter, rising straight up out of the mountaintop and into the cloud cover above. Now the clouds are really close to the ground up, or really close to the mountaintop. So you see like maybe 20 or 30 meters of a glass tube sticking up the top of the mountain into the clouds.
What the fuck is that? Have you ever seen anything like that?
No. I don't know what to think. Well, it's too late. We're going in.
All right, make that roll. This one's going to be hard. You got to beat a 5.
Oh, I hit 5 right on the nut. I rolled a 3. 3 is my highest with a +2.
Reggie. As you come in, there's a bolt of lightning and the wind picks up, and you have to use more juice to control the ship. This is a yes, but you put it down. You put it down about 50 meters from the peak with the tube. But you've used too much energy to make it back to the trading post now.
I've got some bad news.
But shit, that was a hell of a fucking landing.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be. I don't think we have enough to make it back at this point. I mean, unless you want to just use the rest of the mid-bay battery, but I don't know if that's such a good idea. Well, let's just see what this is. What this yields.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But yeah, we don't have enough to get back right now. Nope.
All right. He just kind of like rubs his temples and he's like, all right, unstraps the thing and it's like, let's go check it out. I mean, we're here.
By the way, you guys have your little, your HUD is showing the map and the data on the planet Inra. This particular stretch of mountains are called the Mountains of Perdition.
That doesn't sound good.
The air is cool. It is raining hard, blazing with lightning, and there's thunder now. You do, however, see a few caves around the area.
Do they look like UFA caves?
No, they don't. They look like natural caves, and as far as you know, the UFA live down in the jungle.
Yeah, in the jungle. All right.
What does this structure look like now that we're close? Is it something that can be entered? Is it a clear tube? Is there metal scaffolding? Like what are we looking at exactly?
Okay, you're on top of a peak. There's a valley between you and the other peak, so it might take you 15-20 minutes to scramble down and back up to where the tube is.
Oh,
But you're at roughly the same altitude. It looks like a glass tube, 1 meter or so, maybe a little bit bigger in diameter, sticking straight up into the clouds. And now that the storm has picked up, it's actually harder to catch a glimpse of it. You have to wait for there to be like a lightning flash in order to get a good view of the thing. You don't see any door or anything. Although you do see several caves scattered around both this mountain and the mountain that the tube is on.
Okay. Nash flips it to infrared to see if it's giving off any kind of a heat signature.
Nope.
So, I mean, it looks cold, Reggie. I mean, it's not generating anything. It doesn't look like. I mean, with some of the shit we've seen, I don't know. What do you think about the caves?
I mean, I don't know what I think about any of this. I mean, we've got to do something.
All right, we'll take a walk over. It shouldn't take.
Yeah, I mean, might as well just scope it out. Just be careful.
Always.
Give it to me. Come on, say it. Say it.
Stay frosty.
He said it.
Okay, so you scramble down into the valley and going up the other side of the hill, and there's a cave not far from where you are right now. Do you want to go up to the tube or into the cave?
Nash hesitates with indecision. He has not made the best decisions since coming back.
Well, fuck it. Let's check the tube.
All right. Yeah. You're right. This is the mission.
That's the thing we saw. Let's check the tube.
All right. We can hit this on the way back. And
yeah.
As you sort of lead, take point, Nash just kind of like he's kind of looking over his shoulder as he's walking, kind of like shakes his head, like, almost like foreshadowing in a movie. Then turns back around and trudges forward with Reggie.
Okay. By relying on the servos in your suit, it's possible to climb up the mountain peak, even though it's steep and wet. But you managed to get up to the base of the tube. The tube is extending straight up out of the ground. It looks as though the ground was hollowed out by probably a laser mining drill of some kind, because it's a perfect circle, and the tube is like exactly the right diameter to fit down right through the hole. As you near it, you can look down the tube, like down into the mountain itself, into the belly of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And there are rungs, roughly human sized, for climbing up and down inside this thing, but there's no door.
Huh.
Well, how far can we see down? Is it just black?
Yeah, you can see down maybe 30 or 50 feet, and it is black down in there.
You think the entrance is in the cave? I mean, it's not here. Clearly, it's not here. I mean, it's only this. He puts his hands out like this big, like we could walk around the whole thing.
As much as I want to just go right down, I don't know if it's a good risk right now.
Well, I mean, there's no way to get in. I mean, we can't go down. I mean, he like bong, like just kind of like knocks on the side of the tube.
There's a big resounding sound because it's a large air filled container basically.
You just rang the doorbell.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, it's fucking tube, Reggie. Like nothing can get out. We can't get in. They can't get out. I mean, it's got. You see the ladder? Like that's human size. Or OFA size, maybe. Although I don't think they built this thing. Clearly.
All right. So cave then.
I think we got to check it out. I mean, we can't get in here. Do the rungs attach to the glass? I guess, right? Going up and down.
Yeah, that'd be a good.
Yeah, the rungs are they're staggered. They're staggered like left, right. So it looks like it's built for something man-sized to climb up the inside of this tube.
And those rungs.
And by the way, your ship doesn't have a scanner, but your suits do. It's not a long-range scanner, but you do have scanners. So if you wanted to like look at the material composition of the tube or the mountain, you can do that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely do that.
All right, the tube is something very much like what you guys call glass steel back at home. It is absolutely not of UBA design. Those guys barely know what fire is.
Right. Well, shit. I mean,
and the rungs continue up the tube into the clouds and down the tube into the mountain.
Yeah. I don't think it's a mining
crazy
tube, right? Like you're not gonna carry shit and climb fucking ladder in a tube.
What if we just wait a little bit and see if maybe somebody just shows up and climbs up?
I mean, I guess we can. I mean, we're clearly not going anywhere unless I can get some more power out of the fucking med bay.
Yeah, maybe we just chill for a sec.
All right. Shit. Nash would cast around to see if there's like a little bit of cover they can get under. Like tree branches.
The best cover would be that cave a little bit down.
You know what? I think that cave is probably the place, our best bet to both watch and then our next step after no one climbs up.
Is there one close enough that we could still see the tube from the mouth of the cave? You said there was multiple caves.
Yeah, but that's the closest one. It's like directly below you, 20 meters or so.
Right. I mean, the rain's not going to bother us in the suits, but I mean, if you want to just wait, you want to go in the cave?
Yeah, let's do that.
Stay here.
Yeah, no, let's go in the cave.
All right.
Okay, so we clamber back down. We go into the cave. In here, the air is cool, and it's dry in here. The rain isn't getting in. So this is a good place to shelter from the storm. If you wanted to, you could even open your visors and catch some air. And the cave stretches back and then turns a corner about 50 feet down from where you're at. It definitely seems to have been originally a natural cave, but the walls have been sanded or scraped or otherwise shaped by some sort of machinery, because it's been the cave has been expanded to create a tunnel that goes down and to the right into the mountain.
Well, let's just keep an eye on the tube for a little bit, and then I guess we're just going to have to go down that way.
All right, that's fine. So Nash will, kind of like post up out like at the mouth of the cave, if he can see the tube, and just kind of wait, maybe like a half an hour, and see if something shoots up through, up the tube.
Okay, and while you're doing that, are you exploring the cave at all, or just staying near the mouth?
Nash is staying near the mouth.
Okay.
You're staring at the tube?
Yeah, staring at the tube.
Yeah, I think Reggie would probably check the immediate area.
Okay, Reggie, when you get to the back of the cave and you look down and to the right, the tunnel slopes downward really sharply. Not too sharp to climb, but you have to be careful climbing it. Mm-hmm. And there's a niche in the wall right around the corner with a trunk. It's a metal case about the size of a milk crate.
Now, what the hell is this?
What? What'd you find?
Got some sort of a case.
What do you, like a briefcase?
It's like it's like a box, a chest.
Yep.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm gonna check. I'm just gonna get up and just check it. I don't want to grab at it.
Bro, scan it. Scan it.
I'm gonna scan it.
Okay. It is made of steel, and it has a latch on it. The latch is locked, but it doesn't look like a particularly high-tech lock. It's something you could probably easily cut with a bolt cutter.
Can I take it out, or take the whole thing out of the?
Yeah, you can lift it up. The whole thing weighs about 30 pounds.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take it out.
All right. You're now carrying a trunk.
Bring it back towards Nash Way and put it down on the ground.
Check this out.
Look at this, man.
Shit. Maybe it's maybe lanterns or something. I mean, do you think it's like a mining operation? I mean,
I don't know.
The cave's been worked by some kind of machine, right? I mean, this is not a. It's not like a fucking space slug.
I mean, I don't want to take something of somebody else's, but I mean, we're sort of in a bit of a dire situation here.
Yeah, a little bit. And you got to use with what's at hand.
Exactly. And Reggie opens it or tries to open it.
Okay, what do we have to open it with?
So it's got a lock on it?
Yeah, it's like a padlock.
I might just take the butt of my gun and just whack it as hard as I can. I mean, that might not work, but...
All right, this will be a strength roll. Go ahead. Beat 5.
Oof. How about, can I use my fighting +1?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Oh, God, so might. 2.
Yeah, might.
Well, I rolled a 5, so that's a 6.
Yeah, your fighting skill gave you an idea of the best angle to hit it at, and you did, and it pops that fucker right off.
Nice shot.
There we go. I opened the case.
Inside, you see a bunch of fire pellets and a medical kit and some rope and some rations. You know what? This is a survival kit. This is a survival pro kit.
Oh my god. A survival pro kit.
Huh. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. We've got it.
Well, we don't really need it.
Well, I just
It's all
wonder
the
who left.
standard survival kit stuff. It's got a compass and a little material analyzer and a bunch of fire pellets and a lantern and a little first aid kit.
I wonder.
It's got a multi-tool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if somebody gets stuck up here, or, I mean, yeah, I mean, you'd think it'd be for somebody to get stuck. But what would they be doing up here?
Well, I mean, what are we even doing here?
Well, we're stuck. I mean,
we've got to maybe. All right, so no one's coming up the tube. It's been what, 30, 40 minutes?
Sure.
Someone left us here. We've got to go deeper. We've got to go down.
All right. And the suit's got some kind of like GPS. So I guess I'll say it this way: if we go down and we get caught up in some kind of like cavern tunnel system, can the suit get us back out by some internal like heads-up display with the GPS? Whereas we're walking, we can sort of like mark coordinates so we don't get turned around. Or is it like old school? We got to use the compass and like set waypoints and.
It is old school, but you could make marks on the walls or stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
You take a fire because it's dry in here, so your fire pellets aren't gonna accidentally go off. You could take a fire pellet and like scratch an X onto the wall with it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll do a combination of those things. So we'll do the fire pellet thing, and then Nash would also take the compass.
Okay, and leave the rest of the kit here.
Yeah, I don't think they really. I mean, they have the suits, so
carrying it around, right?
Well, then carrying it around, yeah. I mean, we have our guns, and like we're kitted out for.
Yeah, we'll take the compass and the fire pellets and all that, and then Reggie puts it back in the wall.
Okay. So you're going to go down the tunnel then?
I think so, yeah.
All right. It gets pretty steep, so I'm going to ask for grace rolls from both of you.
Okay.
You just have to beat a 2.
Well, that's good because I got 2 3s and a 1.
5 for Reggie.
Reggie, that's a yes and. So Reggie is leading the way and going quite gracefully and marking the walls as he goes. And you realize that at this point you're very close to where the tube should intersect with the mountain. If you just go down, it looks like the tunnel curves to the left again. Just a little bit further, and you should be like directly under the tube.
All right. And is there? Do I see anything like a light off in that direction or anything?
Nope.
All right. Press on.
I guess we would have.
There's a strong draft of dry air blowing down the tunnel.
Oh.
The suit has lights in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say otherwise we would have taken a lantern too.
Oh, by the way, the rocks in here, at least some of the rocks, have some sort of microscopic phosphorescent mold on them that gives off a faint light.
Oh, that's pretty.
Cool. Well, that'll help us get it back too, if it comes to it.
You're about 4 miles above sea level, you figure.
All right. Well, I keep going, I guess, till we find something.
On. Yeah, we're about to get. This is probably where it's going to intersect with the tube. So, I mean, here it is, right here. This is where we're going to see what exactly we found here.
All right. So Nash puts the compass away and pulls the gun.
Weapons out.
So Reggie is on point. So he's the first one to turn the corner, and lo and behold, right ahead of you, you see what must be the tube, because there's a there's an open archway into which you can see the belly of the tube itself. And there's another archway on the other side. So the passageway intersects the tube and keeps going on the other side.
Jesus.
So
So we can actually go through the tube and you look up and you see the rungs and everything.
Yeah.
And down.
And down, because the tube keeps going downward as well. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was wrong. The tube reaches a floor right here.
Oh, okay.
You are now at the base of the tube.
All right. Well,
Okay.
so we were right that this is the entrance to the tube. Where the fuck's the tube go?
There's one entrance, because there's another one on the other side somewhere.
Oh, well, you know what? I wonder if the trading post is up the tube. I wonder if there's like a fucking helipad. You know what I mean?
Sky tube.
Yeah. So, but maybe there's a landing pad up above the tube. But that seems weird. Like, why would you bury it in the thing and then be underground? Maybe it's a stability thing.
I mean,
the storms do get really violent up here.
Well, we could either go through or go up. I'm really curious about up, but probably through is the safest bet. But my guess is we're just going to probably come out the other side.
Well, you know, maybe it opens up into another cave. How about this? We'll do both. We'll go on for like another 5 minutes. If we don't see anything, we'll turn around and we'll go back up. I think up's going to be our best bet because they're not going to have a trading post under the ground. Or
we could split up.
He's just like what? Like just puts his hands up. Like what the fuck?
Of course, I'm kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, have you guys entered the tube now?
No,
oh
not
Jesus,
yet.
No, not yet. There's an updraft. Augustus glooming it.
Well, so I guess we can't feel any air with being in the suit.
Reggie puts his hand inside the tube a little bit.
But would you feel like that's the question, though, right? Like
no.
If
there's some sort of magical updraft,
you can use the suit's scanner.
That's right. Damn it! I scan the tube.
Okay, so you look into the tube and use the scanner. You see that the temperature is 64 degrees Fahrenheit. The humidity is 1%, and it's thin but air.
All right.
The ground at the base of the tube, by the way, is perfectly smooth. It was absolutely artificially leveled.
All right. I mean, clearly somebody did this. Is there like dust on the ground?
Some, but not as much as there was up near the mouth of the cave.
So all I want to do is Nash like scoops together like a little bit of dirt and like throws it at the opening to the tube to see whether or not it gets sucked in or...
It does not. It behaves just like dust in thin air and falls slowly to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there is rungs in there. That'd be sort of...
Yeah, but if you don't know, right? Like maybe you get sucked up unless you know, you go in and you like grab the rungs right away.
All right, well let's do your thing. Let's press on for a little ways and then and turn back if it's clear there's nothing there.
So we're moving through the tube then.
Through for a little bit, yeah.
Across. Okay. Well, yeah, and the reason why is because as you move through the tube, across the tube, I imagine you look up.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yes.
Yeah. You see a round patch of bright blue sky. Apparently, this tube goes all the way up through the cloud cover, and it ends about 500 feet above you, above the cloud cover. You see blue sky up there.
And nothing like... No, like platform surrounding, like it's just open to blue sky.
And you just see a circle of blue sky.
Yeah,
and
it's
the rungs going up.
Well, what'd be the point in that?
Well, I mean, there's probably something up there. It's just why would it opens to open sky? I mean, if we go up there and find out that it's just a big nothing tube, I don't know. I don't know.
Because remember, the clouds are really dense, and you're at the top of the mountain, so that the tube is going up through the clouds. So the sides of the tube, as you look up, they're really dark with the occasional flash of lightning.
Yeah.
But way up at the top, you see open sky. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we should probably go up, but we can check it out. We can check out a little further if you want.
Yeah, well, yeah, like 5 minutes. Let's just go like 5 minutes.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, you cross the tube, nothing happens. You go across to the other side of the tunnel, and it once again resumes its steep descent. So if you want to keep moving, it's going to be another grace roll.
It goes deeper. Oh, right, we're at the top of the
down. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
Nah, fuck it. Let's go up.
We're gonna tube it.
Yeah, I mean, what are we gonna find? I mean, we're gonna find a Balrog down there. I mean, shit.
There's nothing good deep underneath big mountains now.
Yeah. All right, screw it. Let's go back.
Back?
Yeah, back up over to the tube.
The tube.
Okay. There you are.
And we go up.
Climbing. Yeah, this is a grace roll. Just don't roll 1.
Oh, see, when you say stuff like that.
just beat 1.
6.
5.
All right. Yeah, you guys don't slip and fall or do anything stupid. You're climbing up these rungs, rung after rung after rung after rung. You're climbing up like 500 feet. Are you going to go all the way to the top?
I guess until we see something.
Yeah.
I mean, so like if there's like, so if we're, 60 feet below the opening and we can see open sky completely all the way surrounding the tube, then maybe there's no reason to go all the way out. But if we can't tell, then yeah, Nash would go to the top and then poke his head out to see what was there.
Okay, while climbing up, it's really very dim, and that's why you had to make a roll, because there's only flashes of lightning occasionally illuminate. You're surrounded by dark thunder clouds all around you. But as you get near the top, it starts to get brighter because there's sunlight coming in through the hole at the top. And when you get up above the clouds, after climbing for like 400 feet or 450 feet, you can now look out sideways through the glass walls of the tube, and you can see that you're now looking at the clouds from above. Once in a while, there's an opening where you can look down and see the jungle below you and the mountains and all that. You're almost at the top. Are we going all the way?
I think we go all the way, yeah.
All right, yeah. I mean, at least last rung, we don't want to get sucked out of this thing.
I mean, if this is some sort of ladder to heaven, I suppose maybe we're already there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this place is a ball.
Who is in the lead?
I think Nash would have went up first, unless you want to, Reggie.
Reggie would have yielded to whatever you wanted.
Yeah, I guess Nash would have went first then, probably.
Okay, so Nash is going up first. You're just about at the last rung when suddenly, Nash, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Stop!" And I need you to make a psyche roll for me.
Perfect.
Not Nash's strong suit.
And you need to beat 10.
What?
I can't do it.
Roll it anyway.
Roll it anyway.
I got a 5 and a 4. If I could end my psychology, it would be a 6. I mean, Nash freezes, right? Like, as a military person, someone says stop, you stop, right? Like, that's how you stay alive. So he immediately freezes.
A voice in your head says stop. This is a no and. Not only do you stop, but you literally respond as though you had said stop to yourself. And Reggie, you don't hear a thing, but you notice that Nash suddenly stops and he's completely immobile. You had a rhythm going for a while, clank, 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 and then Suddenly it freezes and your head bumps into his foot.
Yeah, Reggie would probably not just wait a second, just from experience. From Nash stopped for a reason, so I'm gonna wait and see.
Am I cognizant of what's happening, or?
You have sort of a dim awareness. It's kind of like you just got like sort of a weird head rush, and the world seems a little bit fuzzy. But as you look upward, you see something moving into the tube from above you. It's gliding in like sort of a blue-green amoeba, about 3 feet in diameter, and it speaks in your head. It says, "Come to me." What are you thinking?
I like he looks up and sees the thing, and he's like, "Wow, that's really weird." Like, and then he kind of sees the size. He's like, "That's can't fit in here. It's like big enough for us." Like he just starts to like the incongruity of it all.
No, it's about exactly as wide as the tube.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's 3 feet in diameter, and the tube is 1 meter.
Oh, a meter. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking one. Yeah. He's like, that's really weird. It's kind of catches the light. That's blue.
Make another psyche roll, Nash. This time you have to beat an 8.
I got a 3. I don't know if we're adding psychology or not.
Yeah, I'll let you add psychology, which you're trying to use on yourself, and you feel a compulsion to do what it says, and so you begin climbing up toward it, and simultaneously the voice in your head says, "Do not resist me with your psychological tricks."
Psychological tricks. I
but
mean, I don't.
You're doing what it says. You continue climbing. Reggie, Nash, continue climbing.
Internal monologue, like he's talking to himself, but kind of like talking to it. I don't know. Psychological. I mean, that's not. I don't know what you're talking about. Like it's just
as soon as Nash reaches the top, he clambers out of the way. Reggie, now looking up, you can see past Nash, and you see this blue-green amoeba thing that's sitting at the edge of the tube. Nash, you have climbed out onto a glass-looking platform way up above the clouds, and you're on your hands and knees, and now you want to crawl toward the things. You want to crawl, you literally want to crawl around the tube toward the amoeba thing. Reggie, you just spotted it.
Nash, what are you doing? Nash, wait! Reggie's going to hurry up the tube.
Yeah, I got the thing. I mean, I gotta check it out.
Just wait!
Wait, what am I going to wait for? He wants me to. I got to check the thing. I mean, it's just
you don't even make sense, man. Come on. Wait for me. Up the tube I go, fast.
Okay, and meanwhile, Nash, the voice in your head is saying, "Ignore your friend. He does not understand." Give me another psyche roll. Oh, this time you only have to beat 3.
Oh, God, I'm going to roll different dice. Fuck, I got a 3. Well, a 4 with the psychology.
Okay, good. Your psychology roll tells you 2 things. Oh, by the way, you have a moment where you no longer feel like moving toward the thing. You managed to resist its command.
Okay.
And the psychology +1 tells you that this thing is that you know Reggie can't hear it. This is telepathy. It's 2-way telepathy. The fucker's inside your head. It's hearing your thoughts. So when you looked at it and thought that's weird, it heard that. And when you decided to use your psychology skill on yourself, it heard you think that too.
So when it says not to trust my friend, that's like, I think that is like sort of the tipping point. So he's already kind of like, well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird or whatever. And he's like, don't trust your friend. And like, he stops short and he like sees him, he's on his hands and knees and he looks at it and he goes, Reggie supported me. Reggie's been there for me. And he kind of like pushes himself back a little bit. Like, but what are you?
Okay. At that moment, Reggie has reached the top of the tube. And so he's popped his head out. He sees the platform that you're all on. It's clear as the tube. So it's kind of scary standing on this platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, and it's about 20 feet in diameter and round. So you're not near the edge of it, but looking downward, you're looking down at the clouds. It's fucking scary. And we're gonna go into action frames right now. So everybody, tell me what you're doing.
I think Nash is kind of like on his hands and knees. So like I think he pushes himself back to his butt and kind of like pulls the rifle around. And I think he just, like, before he shoots, he just screams at it and says, "What are you?"
Okay.
And then kills it.
But are you going to shoot this round, or are you waiting for an answer?
I think he's waiting for an answer. Like, I think he feels like he's got it out of his head now.
Uh-huh.
So he would be okay to, like, try to figure out what's happening, because he wouldn't think that this thing made whatever this is. And maybe it's just inhabited it, and why is it here, you know?
Reggie, what are you doing?
Shooting it.
Now remember that Reggie hasn't heard a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is you disappeared, but now you're up here. Now I scrambled up, and I don't think he's going to shoot. I think he's going to look at it, and he sees Nash isn't shooting. And
I mean, you hear me, right? So I'm, saying, "What are you?" And, Reggie's been there for me, and...
Right now, Reggie is still in the tube, but his head is popping out.
Hello. What's going on?
It's in my fucking head.
I think with my what I'd be doing is getting up on top of the platform and just readying myself with my gun, like down on one knee.
Okay, so both of you guys get up and ready yourselves. Nash shouts out, "What are you?" And at that moment, the thing throws out a pseudopod that grabs Nash. Let me see where.
Oh no!
Oh, Nash! It grabs you by the throat.
Oh fuck!
And it yanks you directly toward it, and you are taking 1 point of grace damage.
All right.
This thing is squeezing your throat hard. It is suddenly very hard to breathe.
Okay.
And that's all that happens this frame, and now we go into another frame.
So as it pulls me to it, he's on his butt, so it like drags me across the thing. He just opens up into it full auto as he's being dragged towards it.
Okay, and give me a brains roll too while you're there, Nash.
All right, I'll give you brains first. That is a 6.
Okay, as it grabs you by the throat and yanks you toward it, you hear this terrible crunching, tearing sound. It just destroyed the neck seal of your Enviro suit.
Fuck.
That's not cool.
And you have now been pulled against the amoeba thing's body, and it's holding you there.
I am shooting like a son of a bitch.
All right, and the thing is shouting in your head again, "Stay still." So I'm going to need 2 rolls from you before you can do your. Actually, I'm going to need even a third. I'm going to need a grace roll from you.
Okay. So I just did that. So I rolled a 6 and a 3. I don't know if I'm adding anything. Probably not.
You're going to try to beat 6 with your grace roll. This is kind of initiative.
I got a 6.
Wow, it's you and the thing acting at the same time. And Reggie, tell me what you're going to do.
Sprinting towards it, opening fire.
Reggie, you go ahead and roll that, and then Nash, make your roll, which is simultaneously with mine.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 4, so I got a 7 total for firearms long gun.
Oh, that is lucky. You squeezed your shot off before it managed to do any more damage to you. You've hit it. You notice, okay, so this thing is a massive, doughy, amoeba-like matter. It's bluish green in color, about 3 feet in diameter. In the middle of it, it looks like some sort of cyst or bubble filled with a transparent liquid. And you get your shot off. You don't hit it in the center, but you do hit it, and some weird blue gel starts squirting out of it. However, at the same time, it's telling you to stay still. So now I need a psyche roll from you as well.
Okay.
You need to beat 6.
I did not. I rolled a 1 and a 2, so 3 total with psychology.
Okay, now picture this. It's grabbed you by the neck. It's pulled you right up to it. You squeezed off the shot, and you put a puncture hole in the thing. But as soon as you've done that, you decide, as though it was your own idea, to stand still. And Reggie, your turn.
Well, my roll for the shot there ended up being an 8.
Whoa, that's fucking nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I assume it's big enough that you can hit it around. Like if you're kind of flanking out and you're just like,
I'm tracing your outline.
Yeah.
Trying to cut you free.
Okay, Reggie, you have put another hole in the thing. Blue-green liquid is dripping out of it. Neither one of you have managed to hit the cyst in the middle yet. And the thing is still moving and still mad. Now, the next frame is about to begin. But Nash, you're literally standing still.
Mm-hmm. His arms just kind of like drop. The gun sort of like clatter. Like I guess he's still holding it, but it just kind of like hits the glass.
But you can use your brain. It told you to stand still, but it didn't tell you that you can't think. So that's up to you. Reggie, what are you doing?
Just continuing, and if I see that cyst, I'm aiming right for it.
Yeah, I think Nash would yell to you, if I can speak, shoot the cyst, shoot the cyst.
No, because that would require moving.
Vocal,
yeah. Still.
All right, so he just, I guess he just like shouts in his head to the thing. He's like, get out of my head.
Oh, and the voice repeats, I will not.
I want to shoot it in the cyst.
Yeah. First, I need a grace roll from you, Reggie.
Just straight up.
Straight up grace. Beat a 3.
Shit. Well, my highest is a 3.
Yeah, we are tied. So you get your shot off. But one of those pseudopods is also coming toward you.
Nice. My shot is an 8 again.
Your shot misses, and the thing grabs you by the right shoulder and knocks you onto your ass.
Damn!
You take 1 point of grace damage. This is your right arm. I don't know if you're right-handed or left-handed.
Oh. I need my grace.
Hail Mary, full of grace. And a new frame begins. So basically the pseudopod came out, grabbed you, and pushed or pulled downward so that you're now on the ground, and you wrenched your shoulder, Reggie.
How close am I to the cyst?
You were on the.
Am I being?
Yeah, you're on the other side of the tube's entrance from it. So you're about a meter and a half away from it.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
And Nash, you are still right up against the thing.
Can he? So can he? Like he doesn't have, has never considered, the possibility of mental powers or any sort of like, extrasensory whatever. But like he's getting pissed now because it's just like so, blasé about like invading his mind. He doesn't have a good history with this kind of stuff already. So he just thinks like the angriest, darkest, like whatever is like imagines like the words as daggers and thinks that at it.
Nice.
To see if it would, see if it does anything, like if it would respond to that kind of.
Okay, so that's going to be your turn this frame, and give me a psyche roll.
Okay.
Beat 4.
Oh, I hope so. I got a 6.
Woo!
If I'm adding psychology, it's actually a 7.
That is a yes, and you You succeed in breaking free from the control of it, and I'm going to say the "and" is you instinctively stagger away from it.
Okay.
At the moment, you're just a couple steps back because it's releasing its hold on you, or at least relaxing its hold on you, while it sent out that pseudopod at Reggie.
Right.
And now, Reggie, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Come to me," and I need a psyche roll from you. You need to beat 7.
Would psychology be the only thing that would be added? I don't have anything. Could I add my lucid dreaming?
You could add either psychology or martial arts because there's a mental discipline involved there.
All right, yeah, I'll get the fighting Kali thing, so I'll add that. I gotta beat a 7. Oh, that's
got to beat a 7.
Oof, the best I could do is match it. I got a 6, so a 7.
Okay, so that's a yes, but now that means you don't do what it tells you to do. You're not coming toward it, but that takes all of your concentration to sort of keep your mind about you. You do not manage to squeeze off a shot this round.
I don't think this thing wants to be inside Reggie's mind.
Your mind is a scary place.
I'm about to show him some of my paintings.
And a new frame begins. Now, at this moment, Reggie has successfully blocked the thing from his mind. And Nash, you've staggered away from it, so both of you get a full move right now. But so does the thing. So let's do grace rolls for everybody.
Okay.
Tell me your highest die.
That's right, my grace is
a 4.
Yeah, your grace is damaged right now.
Well, my highest is a 6. Friendship is magic is helping me, saving me.
Yeah. Reggie, you and I are going simultaneously. Nash?
I got a 4.
Okay, so Reggie and the thing are going first. Reggie, the thing is speaking in your head, and it says, "Throw your weapon down the tube." I need a psyche roll. And you need to beat 6.
Oof.
I'm rolling 4 die. If I can add my fighting, it's a 7. I rolled 2 6s.
All right, you resist it, but it takes all of your effort to do so, and that's the only action you get this round. Nash?
That's fine.
I guess there's not like an aiming skill, right? I mean, it's just all the pluses you accrue with the firearm, right?
Yeah.
All right. He remembers in a moment that he has the flash pistol tucked in a pocket. So he grabs the flash pistol and shoots for center mass where the thing would be. Nice. I'm assuming like the fire or the phosphorus burn from the flash pistol would be more effective.
That's a pretty cool idea.
All right. Go ahead and roll that. All right, here goes nothing. Well, it's a +1, so I got. Well, I have. I have flash pistol +1, but I also have +1 for handgun, so +2. I don't know why the flash pistol was a +1 to start with, but that's the note that I have on my.
That means the gun itself is a superior weapon.
Okay, so I got a 5 total then. Oh,
that's nice. Well, you have hit it, but you did not hit it in the center. It actually lurches back that time, though. It's now bleeding goo pretty badly, and that's the end of that frame. And grace rolls for everyone.
Is it burning at all from the thing?
That puts a big, ugly, dark hole in it, but it's not burning.
Okay.
I got a 6 again. I'm start putting a camera on my die, so you don't think I'm lying.
Okay, everybody, tell me what you're gonna do.
I throw that pistol down and just shoot it with the M16.
If I can move to my weapon, I'll be trying to get it and shoot the cyst.
Okay, everybody roll.
Fuck me. I got a 6 total.
6 total for me too.
The thing is jerking back, and you actually both miss it. Both of your shots go wild.
Damn it.
And it does have a move this round, and it is hurling another pseudopod at Reggie. Reggie, your roll was a 6. You are struck. It grabs you by the left leg, and it pulls you right over the tube.
Shit.
And let's go.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, Reggie is now falling through the air, and he's got like a 500-foot drop below him as a new frame begins.
Fuck.
Yeah, baby.
Nash just screams, no!
I'm gonna grab a rung. It's okay.
Now remember, your suit does have servo mechanisms, so that's gonna assist you.
Well, that, and you also have jump jets too. So if you could orient yourself in the proper direction, you can get a burst on the jump jets.
I'm gonna pull a Star-Lord. Don't worry.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so Reggie's going to be doing a grace roll to try to gain control of this fall. Meanwhile, Nash, what are you doing?
Nash doubles down on just shooting the ever-loving fuck out of it now.
All right, and as you do that, another pseudopod comes hurling toward you. So let's both roll.
Are we rolling grace to see who's going first, or?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Pair of 2s, so I got a 5 total.
That's not good enough. It's faster than you, and so it pushes you to the ground. It hits you. Oh, actually, it hits you in the crotch.
Oh!
Boom!
Jesus.
And that is... Yeah, that's a -1 to your grace.
All right, I'm down to 1 die.
As it pulls away, you hear another terrible ripping sound. It is ripping through your suit.
Shit.
Now, back to Reggie in the tube falling through midair. We want a grace roll. I'll give you a +1 for the suit. But this is going to be very hard. You need to beat 6.
Well, I rolled. I rolled a 4. So if it's a +1, it's a 5.
That is a no, but something positive happens. So you do not manage to stop your fall, but you do manage to get the jump jets off, which knocks you against the side of the tube and is sort of holding you pressed there by the power of the jump jet. You're not close enough to grab a rung, but you're no longer falling, at least not at this moment.
Oh, jeez.
You sort of slam your shoulder, this is already hurt, up against the wall, and the jump jet is pushing you against the wall of the tube. And a new frame begins. We're back up top.
Fuck. I don't know. I'm of half a mind to just jump down the tube. Fire the jets and hope for the best, because he can't. Fuck, I don't know. I guess he just fucking shoot, because now Reggie's falling, right? So he doesn't know exactly where he is. So for him to jump down the tube would jeopardize Reggie. And of course, it's Nash's fault. So,
and as soon as you think of jumping down the tube, you hear that voice in your head that says, "Do it."
And do I need to make?
Yeah, psyche roll.
Okay, I was gonna say, do I need to make a roll? I got a 6-7 with my psychology.
Okay, you're still in control of yourself.
All right. So he retorts back. He's like, "Why don't you just die?" And then he shoots it.
What?
Hold on. I got to reroll. I only have 1 die. Ah, fuck. I got a 5.
You beat me. I got a 3. That's good. You get another shot off. You hit it through the center, and the thing slumps to the ground. Reggie, give me another grace roll.
2 5s.
You grab the rung and turn off the jump jets.
Oh God! Oh God!
Yeah, Nash runs to the hole. And he's like, Reggie!
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. Hey, listen. While we're here, did you kill it?
Oh fuck! He like looks over again to make sure it's not like getting back up. He's like, yeah.
All right,
I got it.
It is spreading out like a wet fried egg, and it's twitching a little bit.
Oh God! Look, I wanted to tell you. Why don't you just die is a pretty good line, but I'm telling you, man, you should have said cease and desist. Right it's just a note in case I come across one of these other things and Reddy starts to climb back up.
Oh, I'm glad you still have your sense of humor, and he just kind of like flops down.
I could use a little assistance here.
Oh God.
But he doesn't though. He climbs up to the top and sits down next to Nash.
What? Like
holy fuck, you guys.
Yeah, like so, like he's still pretty high on adrenaline, but like Reggie comes up and he's kind of sitting there and he like grabs his balls and he's like, "Fucking thing hit me in the nuts."
Boy, put your suit's pretty fucked up.
Oh man,
your suit's fucked up.
Yeah, and he like cranes his neck, and you can see it's just like all fucking ripped and like crushed at the neck.
That thing picked a wall up. Oh God!
Fuck, I don't think this suit's gonna fix itself.
I'm all over.
Your suit is badly messed up now.
Fuck. Well, I guess the upside is I can maybe transfer the rest of this juice to Duke if we get back.
Yeah, I mean we're not getting back unless I probably use a bunch of my juice. But then again, Reggie like sort of tries to get to his feet and lumber over to the thing and just take a closer. I mean, you figure anything out from it? I mean, is it some miraculous source of energy that we can harness and put into the gas tank, a la Doc Brown?
No, the thing looks like a big, wet, bluish green fried egg.
Well, this is bullshit. And Reggie looks around like, where are we? It's just a clear platform. That's all this is.
You're standing on a round platform 20 feet in diameter, 100 feet or 50 feet above the clouds. And the one, you know what? You are in the bright sunlight under the blue sky for the first time in like 3 weeks.
But who the fuck would even put this here? Like, I don't fucking get it.
No, it's so random.
I mean, I don't think that thing made it. Like, I think it kind of looks like those things from the water.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the things from the water are clear, but it does seem like maybe of the same, genus or something.
Yeah. Fuck, man, it was in my head. Did it get at you?
Yeah, it was in there. I was in. I felt like it was going to be like an internal battle. A battle of wits, a battle of psyches. I was going to let him in on a little secret, but then he dropped me down the pipe.
Yeah, man, you're fucking lucky, man.
Yeah, that was bad. That could have been a lot worse. Oh, my sides. Oh.
Fuck. And he's just like,
look, I think we've. I don't. I think we have to. I don't even know if we can. Can we make it down? Can you make it down?
I don't know if I can make it down. I don't know if I can make it down without the suit. I'm like fucking shoulders fucked up, hit me in the balls. I'm in a pretty bad way.
Is the suit damaged beyond repair? Like it won't be able to repair itself?
It won't be able to repair itself, and in addition, it's not sealed anymore, so it's not protecting you from the atmosphere or the water, or if there was any radiation.
Is there anything I can do to jury rig the suit?
No, the what's the word I'm looking for? The round brace that attaches the head of the suit to where the neck is has been crushed.
All right, we need to get back to the ship. We've got to try to get back to the ship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can fucking make it.
What's your grace right now?
I'm at 1.
Wow.
I may have a hard time getting down the fucking ladder. Can the suit?
Okay, brains rolls from both of you.
Well, I was gonna say, can the suit still repair my damage even though it can't repair itself? I got a 6.
4.
I don't know how integrated it is. Like if the suit needs to be completely functional to be able to carry out that function. Like if it's just not environmentally sealed, if it still has its other.
Yeah. Well, luckily I have this thing called the suit damage table. So let me roll. And let's see. You know what? Your medical administrator is still working.
Woot!
Nice.
Which means that you can heal 1 point of grace if you sit tight for an hour.
Yeah. So he just he starts
that.
fiddling with buttons and shit, and he's like, Reggie, if we just wait like an hour, I think I'll be in a little bit better shape.
No, Captain, and Reggie falls back and lays on his back, staring up at the sky.
All right, yeah. So yeah, we'll wait.
Okay, so you guys had probably been gone for probably well over an hour already.
Look,
at least, yeah.
This is not good.
No, it's not. It's fucked up, Reggie.
While we're waiting to restore some of our grace,
you're like 200 miles from your ship.
Oh, jeez, that's right. I think we need to, when we feel ready, we go back down, we get in our ship. I think we have to go back. I think we have to try and put together all the power we have and make the jump.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. You're 200 miles from the trading post.
Right. Yeah,
you're only 1 mountain over from your ship.
Mm.
Right,
I know that's probably not a very popular, or even sounds right, but I don't know how else we get out of this, and we can't just trust that someone's going to come.
Well, I mean, they know. I mean, we have like GPS and shit like in the suit, right? I mean,
yeah, but you're outside of broadcast range.
Fuck. And they think we're going over to. I mean, I guess depending on which way they flew, they might not see us at all. So, yeah, fuck. Let's get back to the ship. Let me see. With the medical suite.
First, you hang here for an hour.
Yeah, for an hour. Yeah.
Okay, so that'll heal 1 point of grace, and Reggie, you can also do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
with the medical,
you're back at normal now, right, Reg?
Yes. Yep.
Be able to fix my last point in a quicker amount of time, or no?
No, it'll take another hour if you want to do that.
It'll take another hour. All right. Yeah, fuck it. Look, we'll get back. We'll transfer everything else that we can, and hope it's enough to get us back. I mean, maybe we could jump from here to the dome.
I think if we jump, well, would that be something we'd know? Like if we jumped back to the training post, does that just totally blow the equation as far as like trying to just get all the energy we can to make one jump back home?
Oh, you're jumping back home?
No, to the dome. We're not going to make it home. We don't have enough juice to make it back to Earth Prime.
It's a little bit iffy. It would be better if you tap it off a little bit with some of your suit power, which, by the way, your suits are now at 75%. You used 5% of the power in all of this activity.
I thought we were at 60. Does it take it down to 55?
Oh, it takes it down to 55, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, well, so let's see if we can get back to the ship first. So I guess down the tube to start.
All right, so we're climbing down the rungs. Grace rolls from both of you. Just beat 2.
6.
I rolled a pair of 1s.
No fucking way.
I did. Well, unless you consider, I mean, I have fighting Krav Maga, and I have athletics.
I'll give you the athletics. Yeah.
I have a 2.
That just saved your ass from slipping and falling 500 feet.
Yeah, so I guess Reggie goes down first, and Nash is following up behind, and they get like 10, 20 feet, and then Nash's foot just like slips out. He's like, "Whoa, whoa!"
Ow!
Yeah, you fall for a couple feet and grab the rung again.
Yeah, and he he hooks it with his arm, so now his fucking arm jerks back and hurts even more than it did. Oh fuck! Give me a minute.
Oh, hey.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Just slow down. Slow down.
Fuck! Just go. I'll catch you. Fuck!
I'm not going anywhere without you.
Oh.
Well, you could. Reggie could go to the ship and then come meet Nash up on the platform.
No, he needs me for the juice. I thought we totally killed it.
You're damn near killed it, yeah.
Yeah, no, he just needs a minute. He just needs a minute to recenter himself.
Good try trying to split us up.
I just like to present all options.
Yep. Yeah, no, he's fine. So after a minute or two, he's ready to continue to climb back down.
Okay, so probably another half hour as you climb down and then back up the tunnel, and you follow your little marks, go through these twists and turns, climbing upward, finally make it to the mouth of the cave. And then it's going to be down this mountainside, across the valley, and up the other mountainside.
I want to grab the kit. Can I grab the kit?
Sure, grab the kit.
All right, grab the kit.
Do we want to leave? Do we want to loot it and put it in our pockets and things, and then leave the crate? Because we don't want to try to climb the mountain with the crate, right? That's not gonna.
I guess not. Yeah. You know what? That makes sense. If we don't have, excuse me. If we don't have packs or anything, then no, that doesn't make sense.
So stripping everything from the kit, putting it in your gear bags and shit, and you continue down out of the cave mouth, down the mountain, across the valley, back up again. By the time you get back to the Marduk, you've now been 3 hours since you left the trading post.
God damn, they're gonna know something's wrong by now, right?
Well, we're here, so let's see what we can get and see if we can get back.
All right. Guess we're as good as we're gonna be. And he kind of stretches a little bit, and he's kind of lifts some of the wires and tries to remember how everything's connected. And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna kill this medical suite."
Yep.
What else do we have? He'll look around, give me some systems. What can we afford to lose?
There's really nothing else you can afford to lose. You've already tapped it, except for your suits.
Okay, so the medical thing is already killed. I thought we only did like half.
Yeah, you did. It's that's the only thing you've got left. If you want to completely, make it completely useless.
I think so. Do I think that that's going to be enough to get us back to the trading post?
How about you give me and let's do an electrics roll.
Okay.
It's a very hard calculation. You need to beat 6 because there's a lot of guesswork involved here.
All right. I got a 7. I rolled a 6.
Nice.
Holy shit. Nash is in a fugue state.
You're in some sort of weird zone. Okay, so you calculate that will not be quite enough, and you're going to have to take 5% of one of your suits.
A volunteer as tribute.
Oh, it's me. I'm squad leader. I'll fucking.
Nah, your suit's in bad enough shape. No. Take one.
Yeah, but I can't use it. It's no fucking good. I might as well take the juice out of it.
Fine. All right. Sure.
All right. So he will do that. So electronics roll.
Yep. Do the actual wiring. It's just challenging. That's beat a 3.
All right. I got a 4. Rolled a 1 and a 3.
Okay. You've done it. That took another 15 minutes. You guys have now been gone for 3¼ hours.
All right, let's go. And
All right,
fly back to the
quick and efficient.
You now have full confidence that there's enough energy to fly back to the trading post.
All right.
Sweet.
Reggie, this is a piloting roll. Let's see how the storm is doing. Oh, the storm has abated somewhat. It's just light rain right now. So flying back is going to be only mildly challenging. Beat a 3.
I got a 6. 4 plus 2.
That's a yes, and you managed to catch another updraft, Reggie. Updraft, rather.
So many updrafts.
Well, you're in this very mountainous area, so there's lots of up and down drafts.
Mm.
All right, and you fly back, and that takes you another maybe 30 minutes. You've been gone almost 4 hours when you see the trading post up ahead of you. And parked beside the trading post is a big dark green ship that you recognize. It's the Malbicho.
Honey baby. Oh, the Malbicho.
Oh, that would be bad, wouldn't it? It's the Malbicho. This is Hector Valdez and company. They've sent the best.
Well, shit.
Well, this seems like it was.
You guys know these guys. They're also ex-military. You don't really get along well with them because they're like really egotistical. But you know what? They're like some of the best in the field. They were, in fact, the first team to ever perform an emergency extraction from Bay 10.
Great. Now they're going to gloat about this.
You know it.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, right, Reggie?
I feel like we just take it until we have to pull their asses out of a fire.
That's all we can hope for. We might hear some shit from
them. You see Tom and Duke sitting there with Captain Hector Valdez and a woman who you don't recognize, but she's wearing the Malbicho uniform, some other team member. There's only the two of them. And they're sitting around drinking coffee with your guys, and they look pretty pissed off.
Yeah. All right.
Understandable.
So I guess just like we land and kind of come out. Nash suit shit's all fucked up, and he's like, "Hey, thanks for coming out."
Valdez comes up and he just looks you up and down. He says, "Hey, cabron, you picked the wrong time to party out here."
Yeah, it wasn't no party, I'll tell you that.
Where the hell you guys been?
Well, we weren't sure how long it was going to be. They weren't too sure when we radioed back. So, we thought maybe we'd see if we could find one of the other trading posts. Maybe see if they had a spare battery. The Marduk's dead. She's not going anywhere right now. We have another passenger. She's out at one of the.
Wait, Esa, you're telling me that you called for an emergency rescue and then left the site to go see if you could find another trading post? Pinche cabron!
Well, when you put it that way.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's my fault. That's on me.
Okay, well, we got all your shit on board. So why don't you climb on? I'll get you out of here.
All right. Well, we gotta pick up a girl from. They told you about the girl at the UFA den, right?
Oh yeah, we were hoping that you were going to at least come back with the girl.
Well, we were hoping so too, and it didn't quite work out that way.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to give me coordinates. You see, the one thing about the Malbicho is she's not atmosphere capable. We're going to have to jump. And you know what? I don't really like the idea of jumping into the middle of this dense Inranian forest here. You kind of left me with no other choice.
Yeah, I mean, I figured they'd let you know that. You don't happen to have a spare battery, do you?
Spare battery? No.
Fuck. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way. I guess we had marked.
No, he's gesturing at your ship. Is this bitch capable? Looks like.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but she's dead right now.
Yeah, I heard the whole story. Tell you what, hook it up. We'll give you some of our juice. You go get that girl.
All right, and then we jump back on your ship, or are you giving us enough that we can?
Yeah, we'll give you enough so you can fly there, get the girl, and bring the thing home. And when it comes to your ship, we're going to have to leave that to you. Our job is to get you back.
All right, fair enough.
Make us wait 3 hours. Holy Mary, Mother of God.
He just kind of like shakes his head and he's like, "Yeah, I know that's my fucking look, Bento. It's fine. It's fine. Sure, let's get it."
All right. And he kicks back and he crosses his legs. He toasts you with his coffee cup. He's not even going to help. You're going to have to do this yourself.
Oh, I figured. Yeah, I figured.
Get to work, patron.
All right. Yeah, give me a couple minutes here to grab some tools out of the Marduk and trudges over to the other ship.
Reggie helps.
Electrical roll.
All right.
Beat it 2. You've got all the proper equipment, and the ships are built for this kind of thing. So just give it 2.
I got a 4 total.
I don't know what to tell you for the and, except for you do it really quickly and efficiently.
Yeah, I don't break any of their shit. Everything goes back just the way it's supposed to be.
All right, and then you pull just enough power to fly to the Upadan and back?
Yeah, I mean, maybe like a scotch extra in case some shit comes up again. Like, we don't want to be where we were before. We were like, we need... Now we know how far it is. I guess we know how much we need to pull, right? I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, their ship is quite a bit bigger than yours, but they've got a lot of juice on this thing. They've got enough for another 20 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we wouldn't pull... I mean, not a lot more than what we needed.
Done.
All right. He does say to Hector as he comes back out, he's got all the stuff. He says, "You don't happen to have an extra suit I could borrow, do you?" Actually, well, you should have one for her, I guess, if you knew that you were picking her up. You don't happen to have an extra.
Well, I've got the suits for my whole crew. They told me there's 5 of you coming back. So all I could do is bring Lupe here. We've got 4 more suits on board. Should I let you wear one?
Yeah, can you spot me one? First round's on me when we get back.
You bastard. Yeah, go in. Look in the back of the cargo bay. You'll find a pile of suits.
After he says that, he looks at Reggie, and then he kind of, like, he flushes a little bit, because it's just like old habit. Kind of like hopes that he doesn't like really notice, and then like quickly goes back to the bay to go grab a suit.
Even if Reggie noticed it, he wouldn't say anything.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's 4 suits back there, and they're all the dark green color of the Malpicho, and yours says Tomas, and it has the Valdez and crew logo.
So he comes out.
You come out looking like one of them.
Yeah. He looks at the other guys and he just kind of like, he just shakes his head and he goes, "Well, I guess we're ready to go."
You're Tomas today.
Yeah, I should have been Tomas for the last 3 weeks, I guess.
All right. So back on the Marduk. Are you going to leave Tom and Duke here?
He looks over to him. He says, "You guys want to make the trip? Reggie's going to be flying, so I might need somebody's help."
Tom is kind of signaling with his hand, like, "I'm going to stay right here," and he's like rolling his eyes over toward Hector, who's just like looking really pissed off.
Okay, he just like subtly nods. Says, "Duke, you want to stay? You want to go?"
"I'll come with you, boss man."
All right.
Sick of sitting around.
All right. Well, we'll have something for you to do then. So, like, as they're, piling onto the ship, he's like, "All right, the plan is we'll fly over. We'll hover as low as we can get. We'll lower a rope. I'll go down, grab her. We'll fucking, we'll tie a loop in there and we'll pull her up."
All right. This is going to be a piloting roll from Reggie.
Love it.
The weather is still pretty calm, so beat a 3.
Another 6, 8.
Nice. You catch another updraft. You make it there using less power than you thought you were going to have to. However, finding a place to land in the jungle is also going to be tricky. You're going to make this a piloting roll, and you got to beat 5.
Oh. Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, you're circling around over the Upa Den, the area where it is, and you're like, shit, it is so dense.
Yeah.
This is going to be tricky.
It's a 7 this time.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, you find it. You find a path where you think you can sail in between some trees. You're going to have to turn the ship sideways a little bit at one point.
Hang on.
Between these two huge tree trunks, and then you should be able to put her down. The ship turns sideways. Everybody's strapped in and goes, whoa! And then you turn and you level it off again and slide a little bit in the mud as you put her down.
Oh, shit, that was easy, huh?
Right?
You're the best, Reggie.
You're the best, Nash.
No.
No. You're the best.
You're just a couple 100 meters away from the Upa Den.
All right. You guys coming with?
I'll go wherever you go, says Duke.
Grab,
And look out for some of that nasty shit. Maybe I'll be able to take something out and sort of pay back for all the fuck-ups I've made on this mission.
No, the only one fucked up this mission is me. I put you in a bad spot. Don't you worry about it.
I feel like any of the things that happened prior to what just happened, we should probably just forget about.
So Nash would grab some extra stuff from the ship, right? So like if we have like a supply of fire pellets or like like another emergency flashlight with the red, like he would be looking to like sort of grease the skids with the UFO.
Oh, well, guess what? You've got a flashlight and a multi-tool and a bunch of fire pellets that you found in that survival kit.
Yep, we could also do that. Yep. All right, yeah. So he's like, Reggie, we're gonna give him all that shit that we took.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they kept her for us, and
oh yeah, we'll give them the fire stones.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Cool. All right, so they head out and trudge through the forest. Nash would be looking for orchids on the walk over. It's not that far, but he would look anyway because we're here.
Okay, do we spot any orchids? No, we don't spot any orchids. And you spot the Upa Den.
Okay. That's fair. We get there, and he's like, I didn't think we'd find any orchids while we were here. You know, it's so close to where they are, but I gotta stay on mission, right?
Pretty sure they definitely. Yeah, I mean, you're the best at staying on mission, and they probably picked this area clean anyway.
Yeah. It's real close to home.
Yeah.
All right. So he, so I guess he walks over to where like the wall is, the cage, like barrier that they have set up, and just
and of course the cabo spines are in place because they don't expect you to be back yet.
Right. So he
just as you guys approach the mouth of the den, from a great distance you hear, boom.
No. All right. So he's like, oof.
Psyche rolls from both of you.
Ah, fuck.
Beat a 2. It's far away.
All right, I got a 6 plus 1 with my psychology, 7.
Yeah, it's 5.
Nice. Both of you guys are like, fuck this.
Quick. He's like, you're all right? You're good?
I want to kill that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Let's just stay here. Just stay. let's just go get the girl and get out.
Yep. So
right. If you don't mind, Captain, I'm just gonna, and he points up at a branch of a tree. He's like, I'll just stand watch out here.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Yeah, it's tight down there anyway.
Dude clambers up the tree, and he's pointing his rifle in the direction of the whom.
Oh my god.
All right. And then after the oof, oof, he would say, something that maybe he taught them in English that was like maybe specific to them.
Mm.
Well, you know that the shaman's name is Bonbo.
Yeah. Bonbo, Nash, oof.
After a few minutes, Bonbo comes to the mouth of the cave, and he looks up at you.
There he is.
He makes a signal for 2 days, and he's going counterclockwise. Looks very curious.
I don't know if they understand the concept of early, but he's like, we're early. Like he kind of like holds up his hands, like, huh?
He starts pulling the bones out of the way.
Okay.
He goes to come inside.
Did we establish that they like shake hands? Is that something like some sort of whatever their greeting would have been? He would initiate whatever that.
They crouch down and slap the ground with both of their hands.
Okay, so when he pulls the things away and like steps in, he'll like crouch down and he'll do the thing.
Mm.
He seems pleased with that. He welcomes you guys inside. And you get in there, and you see Annelle. She's sitting there surrounded by the kids. She's playing a little holograph game with your PDA. She's playing Candy Crush version 27.
How did she even get a signal out here? I don't have that on my... whatever. Annelle, we're ready to go. We got a ship to come and get us. So,
Nash, Reggie, it's so good to see you guys. I have learned so much. Listen to this. And she starts rattling off whole sentences in the Upa language. You understand like 1 out of every 10 words.
Yeah. He looks at her and he kind of like looks at Reggie and he's like, that's good. I mean, did you teach him any more English?
I was more interested in learning their language, but I think some of the words got across. Listen, I wanted to ask you a favor.
He kind of like crosses his arms.
You're back a couple days early, and I really wanted to get some more research time. These guys are fine with me staying here. Could you maybe leave and come back day after tomorrow?
Nope. Let's go.
Yeah, he puts his hand up and we are leaving.
Leaving what now?
Had enough of this place. It's grab your shit. Like now he's starting to get a little irritated. Like, oh, it's cute. Yeah. You learn the stuff. That's pretty cool. You can write
you wanna come back after? You can. That's totally up to you. But we are taking you out of here.
She looks a little dismayed. She starts to stand up, and then the children are grabbing at her and pulling her back down, and they want to keep playing the game. She looks actually sad.
Well, I think it's time for all the children here to learn how to deal with adversity. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, he's like, look, this has been not the best trip that we've been on. I am glad that you were able to learn what you learned. If you decide that you want to come back, that's great. These people are friendly, but it's time to go. We have another crew waiting here to take us back, and we got to get.
Oh.
Well, she's like looking at the PDA. She's looking at the kids. She's looking around the den. She's like, if you don't mind, I think I'll just stay. I mean, she looks really embarrassed. Her cheeks flush red. She says, I haven't been totally honest with you. I have a ride home. I just have to find it. It's a guy named Mark Forepaugh.
No, you don't.
He says he'll meet me at the top of that mountain.
No, Forepaugh's left and left you here and fucked up our ship.
You have to stay away from that man.
I don't understand.
He was using you and using us together to get whatever it was that he wanted, which I guess was orchids. He's gone.
met him?
Yeah.
Where is he now? He's my ride home.
No, he's gone.
No, we're your ride home now.
He left me here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Without a second.
Her lip starts trembling, and then she totally breaks into tears.
Oh, God.
He kind of is like, ugh. So he like, opens the visor and he goes over to her and he, kind of like, puts his arm around her and he's like, look, Forepaugh was the dick. You got in with some bad folks, but luckily for you, we're here. We're going to get you home.
But she reaches into her pouch and she pulls out 8 Iranian orchids. She's like, he was going to pay me for these. He left me. The bastard! That bastard!
I think let's just hold on. let's pull it back a little bit.
Whitford is dead!
How much yes, what do you have there?
This is what I was sent to get. I got 8 of them.
How much was he going to give you for the orchids?
$500,000 each.
What were we getting?
You're getting 1 mega each. He was going to give her half.
Yeah. Look, we can get you more than that. And maybe that'll fund your return trip. You come with somebody that knows what they're doing. We'll download the data from the PDA. I'll get you, memory stick when we get back on the ship. But we have to go.
She keeps looking at the kids and looking at you again, and finally she realizes you're not going to take no for an answer. She says, "You're sure you can get me more?"
Yeah, I think we can arrange it.
She sighs and puts the orchids back in her pouch, and then she goes around the circle, slapping the ground in front of each and every Ufa. She clasps hands with the little children, and they seem really sad to see her go. She's talking to them. She's saying words that you don't even understand, but she's crying as she does it. And after about 10 minutes of this, she's finally said her goodbyes to everyone. And she sniffles and picks up her shit and says, okay.
All right. He says, Reggie, put everything over here. So he just starts emptying out his pockets. And I assume Reggie does the same.
Oh, yeah.
And,
here you go.
And,
currency.
He doesn't say oof because he doesn't want to think it's for trade. He just they put everything on the ground and he just says thank you, which I assume is something they probably would have taught them.
She says, "Are you just gifting these to them?"
Yes.
She turns to Bombo and says a couple sentences. She points at the stuff and she says some words you don't understand. And Bombo slaps the ground in front of her and then in front of you. And then he does something that you've never seen him do before. He reaches out his hand. She says, I taught him how to shake hands.
Nash cracks a grin and, he reaches out and shakes his hand.
Bombo's very happy. He says a bunch of words and she says, he thanks you and welcomes you back anytime. There is whom meet for you always.
So, Nash again says thank you. And he gets real low and he, taps the ground in front of Bombo.
All right. And then we've all said our goodbyes. Everybody heads back out the tunnel onto the ship. Annelle takes one more sad glance backward. She slaps the ground and gets on board.
Nash just turns and extends a hand, to wave back. I assume when we come out, Duke comes down the tree.
Yeah, he says that thing is still out there, but I don't think it's come any closer.
All right, well, we're getting out of here, so it's not going to be our problem anymore.
Shit, I really wanted to take one of those fuckers out.
Yeah, well.
Next time, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to do this again.
Hey, we are coming back, aren't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, we got to come back for the ship.
Maybe you are.
No, I mean, we're going to have to come back for the Marduk.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
I hope, does she hear that? I don't know.
She absolutely does hear that. She's staring at you with her mouth open.
Yeah. He says, we can talk about that later.
Now she's got her hands on her hips.
Uh-oh.
You told me you were leaving.
Yes, we're leaving now, but we're gonna have to come back for the Marduk. We're leaving on a completely different ship.
Can't you just come back for the Marduk in 2 days?
No.
It's not our ship.
Yeah. We have a crew that's waiting. We need to leave.
Okay. She sits down and straps herself in. Now she looks petulant. She's like,
"Oh, this is beautiful."
She's like, "Oh, I'm just some dumb kid. Tell her whatever you want to tell her. Everybody lies to me all the time. First Mark, now you."
He just like he puts his hand out for the phone, and like he just, I guess the place is not that big, but like he goes to a console away from her to start downloading the data.
This is a classic manipulation.
She's
Don't
like,
fall for it.
Be careful with that. That's my thesis on there.
This is my PDA that I loaned you to get your just not right now. It's not been just not now.
Pick your battles.
All right, Reggie, take us back.
Another 6 BBs? 8.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's a beautiful flight back. And just a few minutes later, maybe 15, 20 minutes later, you were landing at the right beside the Malbicho.
We did it.
So you all pile out of the ship. Hector says, "You took your time." I guess you guys aren't exactly the prompt and curt type, are you?
He just takes a deep breath. Says, we had to collect everything. There's a procedure with the UFA. Have you ever dealt? It's fine. Let's just go.
Hey.
It's best not to try and strike up a conversation about any of this.
Yeah,
we don't need to go. We need to go clear our heads. Let's get out of here.
Here's the thing, Patron. We get paid by the jump, not by the hour. Let's try to snap it up.
Yep. Well, let's go. Everybody on the ship.
I mean, that's fine.
Everybody gets on board the Malbicho. Y'all strap up. Hector takes the controls. He says, "Glad to get out of this fucking hellhole." There is an electrical buzzing sound. Everything goes tingly, and then you feel this weird, cold, hot sensation splice through the center of your being. The world disappears. Spirals of rainbow light dance around you in circles. And then you're back in Bay 10 at Diaspora Ranch.
God, let's just get the fuck out of here. Like, Nash is done. Nash would have given her the the memory transfer from the PDA, so to have some kind of like space CD or thumb drive or something where he transferred all the stuff over.
You probably don't have one on board, but here at Diaspora you can certainly get
grab something. Okay.
Yeah.
So he but that shit's on the Marduk though.
No. I mean, you can get something from the. I mean, there's like a commissary and a little store. You can buy a thumb drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess. All right. So we could do it there. I was thinking that he would have, transferred everything while they were on the Marduk flying back to give it to her. But yeah, I guess we could.
No, you didn't have anything to transfer it onto.
Yeah. Okay.
And even if you did, you would have sucked the power out of it.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
the console was already dead.
Yeah, so you go down to the base shop, and they've got all sorts of standard sundry stuff. You buy a thumb drive, you download her thesis off the PDA onto the thumb drive, hand it to her, and Hector comes up to you guys and he says, "Hey, I can't say it's been fun. Hopefully you guys can take care of yourselves next time, but give this to your boss for me." And he swipes an icon from his PDA over to your PDA. It's an invoice.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah. Yeah, yep. I figured this was coming. We'll make sure we take care of it.
I know you will. All right, Patron. I gotta go get some sleep.
All right. Thanks for the pickup.
Yes, thank you.
You got it. Hopefully never again.
Hopefully.
Adios.
Adios.
So he says to Anel, he's like, "You have no reason to trust us other than we got you back. If you want to give me the orchids, I can get you 1 mega for each one of those orchids."
She looks at you sternly for a minute, and she decides you're telling the truth, and she hands him over.
All right, give me your node number. I'll get you transfer as soon as we get cashed out.
She tells you her node number. You type it into your PDA.
All right. Look, I don't think it'll work. We have to go back and grab the Marduk.
Yeah.
I hesitate to say that you could come with us because you have no way of getting back if you come with us.
See, no, that should not even be an option.
What do you mean no way of coming back?
Well, we're not staying. We're gonna grab our ship and we're gonna get the hell out. I mean,
No way, we'll never go back again.
Yeah.
I thought, and she looks at Duke. I thought you said you're going back again.
We're going back to get our ship.
Yes. We'll be there less than a minute.
I suggest you invest that 8 mega, and if you want to put together another expedition, you go with some people that are gonna treat you the right way.
She looks a little bit pouty. Then she says, "All right." She puts out her hand, and then she thinks better of it. She crouches down and slaps the ground in front of you.
Nash looks a little confused, like he was getting ready to shake her hand. And then it's like he just kind of shrugs and squats down and pats the ground.
She smiles.
Look, good luck on your thesis and whatever you're doing. I feel bad about that kid, but you got to do better research than whatever it is that you did.
She nods sternly. Thanks again.
He just lets her walk. He doesn't say anything.
That's probably best. Cut ties.
She walks over to the foreman. She's going to need to call a ride home.
Yes,
you guys have your car out in the parking lot, and I think with that, you can we can probably pull back on the camera as you guys head out to the car. It's been a long trip.
Yeah, I just want to point out real quick, Nash, as we pull out and the credits roll, we risked our lives for plants for nobody.
I know. This is the fucking job now. Look, I don't like it any better than you do.
What do you mean nobody, says Duke? It's Scylla Sardassian. She's hot as hell.
You've made my point, Duke. You've made my point.
Look, all I know is Bento's going to be pissed when we get back.
I would go so far as to say he's going to be bent out of shape.
Oh,
he like touches his nose and points at Reggie.
Oh man. Okay, and as you guys get into the car, we will total up your experience points. Nash, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ooh.
Reggie, 10.
Oh, baby. 10. So now that's 10 XP.
Yeah.
8.
Cool. And then we'll have to figure out what we're going to do in between sessions, or if we're going to do some sort of a training montage, or what you want to do to.
Yeah, you guys got some. You guys now have an opportunity to spend those experience points before we take off again next time.
Cool.
You are back home and stocked up on the experience points.
Do some kind of athletic skill.
If you, I know that you gotta go because your kids are getting anxious. So maybe we can play going back to Bento and dealing with that next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it next time.
Okay. So in between, you guys think about what you want to do with your XP, and we'll do that right at the top.
Okay. Cool.
I love it.
Welcome back to Earth, you guys.
Thank you very, very much. It was awesome.
Yeah. This is always fun. I love this game.
We're going to go back and blow up that tube. Just blow it up.
Your total was 30 orchids. Not bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, Nash would definitely, send the cash over to Anel.
Yeah,
because we're getting paid for it already anyway. I mean,
well, it's 30 orchids, not counting the 8 that she gave you.
Oh, not court. Oh, wow. Okay. Gotcha.
30 orchids, 12 fire pellets, 4 sacks of water spider venom, 2 blue fungus pods, 2 UFA blankets, and an amoeba brain. Oh, wait a minute. You just brought back artifacts. Hang on. 4, 5, 6, 36, 38, 19 experience points each. That's on top of what I already gave you.
Damn! Holy crap.
Nice. Oh, hell yeah.
Now you really want to do some thinking about skill
Holy
training.
Shit.
Oh, yeah. I have to read that section again.
And after a mission that took 4 sessions to play, you fucking deserve it.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, you guys.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome home. We'll see you next time.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for checking this out. I hope you enjoy some of the behind the scenes stuff that we get into as far as some of the life shapers and stuff. I guess we're going to do a little bit of that next time as well. We'll talk about some of the XP spending and how that's going to happen and how the scenes are going to set up, and maybe we'll actually role play some of that. Oop, there's a shot of the orchids here as we go out. So thanks everybody. We have coffee for sale. So if you want to check that out, it's tinyurl.com/legendary brew, or hit the link in the show notes. There's links for DayTrippers, also fictioneers.net, which is where the fancy map came from that Todd was using during the game tonight. Ratings and reviews on iTunes and Podcatcher and whatever your pod chaser, podcatcher, all that stuff. That's supremely helpful. We'd appreciate it if you would do that as well. And we're glad that you're checking us out, and we'll catch you next time.
Good night.
Bye.